Hello, everyone, and good evening. I'm Brian Newdorf. I'm one of the forecasters here at the National Weather Service office in Louisville, Kentucky. And now that we are getting ready to make our way into next week, Monday, we are about 24 hours from this potential strong to severe weather event that's going to work its way through in various waves. We wanted to give you the latest information and update so you can start thinking ahead and preparing. Let's look at what we've got. Let's start off with Monday night's event. Timing right now looks like it's somewhere in the evening hours from about 7 o'clock to 5 a.m. over as it works its way kind of from the northwest off towards the southeast. And once again, we are looking at the potential for strong to severe storms. As you look at the map, we have got anywhere from a marginal, which includes portions near Lexington to points southward down to Lake Cumberland region. You've got Bowling Green to Frankfort to Louisville in the number 2 or the slight risk. That's a 2 out of 5. And then as you make your way farther on off towards the west, throughout the entire state of Illinois, far western Kentucky, Missouri, we've got an enhanced or a 3 out of 5. And that is where probably the strongest of severe weather is going to take place. But we're not out of the woods, and we have the potential for especially seeing some very strong, damaging, gusty winds, straight line winds. Hail is low, but can't rule out a potential of a tornado. But as it kind of says there, as we go kind of east of I-65 and as it gets later in the overnight, we will start to see those storms weaken a bit. So we will be watching this, but there's still some uncertainty and timing, and these are what we're going to try to continue to help get you through this forecast. And as we look at what we have as far as those probabilistic aspects, the threat of tornadoes looks to be much farther on off towards the west out of our warning area, our county warning area, mainly over towards, say, Paducah. But it kind of clips you there in Jasper and Huntingburg, Evansville. But as you move a little bit closer to the I-65 corridor, it drops off a bit. Again, it's not zero, so just be prepared. That's one thing you're going to want to be preparing for, especially when it comes to nighttime severe weather events. And then as you look at the wind situations, and again, that's the main thing that we're going to be watching. That is wind gusts of 58 miles an hour or greater. And you can see we're almost in that 15 to 30% from Frankfort to Lexington. As you get towards Louisville and you work your way off towards the west, that threat of probability of severe wind goes up and gets a little bit higher. So how to prepare for nighttime, well, tornadoes, but also severe weather. Have ways to get warnings, whether for you or a loved one that might be in this. That way you can keep tabs. More than likely, we'll get a watch at some point. That will mean conditions are favorable, and then that means be prepared for the potential of warnings. How are you going to get those? Well, you can get those whether it's NOAA weather radio. Make sure you have those alerts turned on your phone or your app. Make sure you log in and set the location for where you want your alerts to come from, whatever app it may be. Most weather apps will do that for you. And then shoes and flashlights in case you lose power, and just know where to go. If you have a siren or you get that text alert, know where you're supposed to go in your home. Again, thunderstorm timing, it looks like right from, say, about that part of southern Indiana, say, in the evening hours between 5 and 8 o'clock, and then along the Ohio, Louisville to Cincinnati to right there, you're talking about a window of around 8 to 12. And again, there's still some uncertainty. It really is going to kind of come down to how some activity forms ahead of it, and then what it means and how this all plays out over the next 24 hours or so. And then again, tornadoes and wind gusts of 70 miles per hour will be the greatest threat, again, particularly kind of west of I-65. We're very confident that we're going to see strong to severe storms in the higher medium category, but timing is just a little bit less. Now, this is not the only wave of activity that we are monitoring. So just after we get one round, we are looking at a potential of a second round, and that comes in Tuesday evening. And again, another round of strong to severe storms. Now, we don't have that level 3 or that orange category out of 5, but we do have a slight risk. That's a little bit farther south of the Louisville Metro, but that includes you in Bowling Green, just near Lexington. And again, best way to look at these with the borders, think of them as more fuzzy. All right, there's a lot of overlap. So just because you're in the green, but maybe you're close to the yellow, doesn't mean you can't see those kind of things. And again, the timing this time around is late afternoon into early Wednesday morning, with the greatest threat being over central and southern Kentucky, but all of Kentucky is at risk. Here's where the uncertainty is. And these are like dominoes, and they kind of play off each other. So these round of storms, the second round going into Tuesday, will be determined on how the Monday night, early Tuesday morning round of activity plays out, and that will determine what happens later on in the day. So they're all connected. So this is, we'll be monitoring, and you're going to want to monitor and get updates as we go throughout probably the next anywhere from 36 to 48 hours of going through Monday night and then into Tuesday evening. And this is a wind and some hail. And again, while not zero, it is a lower tornado threat. But again, just be prepared as you make your way over the next couple of days. Now, we do expect to see some much needed rain to fall, ranging from anywhere from about 1 inch to 2.5 inches Monday night, taking you all the way through Wednesday. Locally higher amounts. Heavy rainfall could bring some brief ponding and minor flooding, but the threat confidence is fairly low. But again, some areas west of I-65 could get close to around 3 inches. Again, it is much needed rain, but too much rain too fast can cause some problems in the form of just brief flooding, minor flooding, and ponding on area roadways. So again, one of the best things to do as you get ready to prepare, just make sure that you have ways to get the latest alerts, whether it be through your phone, whether it through the NOAA All Hazards radio or your favorite weather source, and also keep up to date on the changing forecast. And it's going to change. And at times, especially that Tuesday night, it's going to be determined on what happens Monday night. You can go to weather.gov/Louisville and get the latest from us here at the National Weather Service, or wherever you find your most trusted weather source. Check them out and keep updated over the next several hours, at least as we go through now and into Wednesday morning. And if anything changes, just go to weather.gov for the latest updated changes, and we will post them there.